Do you ever feel bloated, heavy, or mentally foggy even after you eat well? Many people don't realize that digestion isn't only about food. It's about the tension you carry in your body and how grounded and open you are through your stomach and spleen channels, because they govern overall digestion. So not only digestion of food, but also all of your thoughts and emotions. Through years of practicing and teaching meridian yoga, I've felt for myself, and I've seen it in students and clients, how focusing on the stomach and spleen meridians grounds and strengthens both the body and the mind and digestion. So in this 35-minute yoga practice, we'll combine earth element grounding, mindful breathing, abdominal tapping, and stomach and spleen meridian-based Hatha Yoga. And if you want more support for your digestion and TCM-based grounding, use my 5-element self-nourishment kit. I'll link it in the description. And if you enjoy this practice, like it and subscribe so you continue to receive the practices that I'm sharing every week here for full body meridian support. All right, let's get into the practice. For this practice, if you have yoga props, you'll want one bolster and a meditation cushion. If you don't have props, no problem. Have a bigger cushion that can handle some weight and a smaller cushion. Whether you need them or not in the practice will be another deal, but just have them handy. And once you have that, we'll begin by sitting cross-legged, and let's sit on a small cushion. So using this cushion as a way to prop up the hips, so you can feel more relaxed through the legs and you have more lift through the spine. And we're going to begin by settling in, letting your eyes close. First, just feeling how the spine can be stacked. The ribs can be stacked over the hips. And if they aren't, you might want to sit on a bigger cushion. And doing this, so we're creating more ease and lift through the spine and also more space for the digestive system. Feeling your sit bones ground down into the support of the cushion. Letting yourself feel easy through your legs. And then you can take your hands onto your belly, so your hands are around the navel. And feel your inhales expand into your hands. And if this is particularly difficult, if you find that your inhales move in through the belly and your belly expands on your exhales, it can be easier to work abdominal breathing lying on your back. And then just work your way into a seated position with it. And doing this as a way to ground into the digestive system, ground deeper into the body. And also rest the nervous system, beginning to come into the parasympathetic nervous system. As the breath moves into the belly, the breath can slow down and smooth out. Now we're just going to begin to tap through the belly. So we're getting into the stomach and spleen channels and the digestive system in general. So I find it's easier to cup, letting the fingers fold in. And you can let this be as heavy as you want. The more pressure you want to apply through the weight of the tapping, you want to firm up through the abdominal muscles. It can feel automatically grounding, stimulating for the digestive system. You can work it in circles, working up through the right side of your abdomen, down through the left side. And then letting your hands rest down. Taking some breaths here, just feeling into that. And feel automatically grounding. And if not, that's okay too. Now you can let your eyes open. And on your next inhale, take your left arm up. Exhale, curve through the spine so your right hand can support you on the floor, and you're grounding down through your left hip as you're opening up through the left side of the body. And now begin to twist. So you're going to bring the left ribs down, the right ribs up, and reach down through your left hip as you reach out through your left arm. Some compression through your digestive system. And now unwind, opening up through the side body once again. Maybe deepening into that opening. Now an exhale, come to the center, releasing the left arm down. Inhale, take your right arm up. Exhale, curve through the spine, grounding down through the right hip. Ease through the neck. And now begin to twist, bringing the right ribs down, the left ribs up. Ground down through your right hip as you reach out through your right arm. And keep lifting up through the left ribs. Again, feeling some compression through the abdomen, where you feel it. And now unwind, opening up through the side body once again. And then exhale, release, coming to the center. Then you can take the cushion off to the side and come to sit in Virasana at the back of your mat. I'll just face you for this sequence. It's difficult for you to sit this way on your heels. You can use this cushion once again to sit on, taking it between your heels and your hips. Now, if you already feel an opening just sitting here, you can just sit here with your hands rested onto your thighs. And if not, you can take your arms out and begin to take your weight back, bringing the knees up off of the ground. So feeling into this opening that may be very obvious, through the front of your ankles, the tops of your feet, getting into the stomach channel. Lift up through the belly, let the shoulders release down into the back. Just a couple more breaths here. And now release down. Let's bring the weight forward and tuck the toes. So you can use your fingers to make sure that all of your toes are tucked under. And if this feels really intense, it's okay. You aren't used to opening your toes. I recommend to start doing that more often. So let's keep the toes tucked. An easy way to help release some of the weight out of the feet is to lift up through the belly, lift up through the pelvic floor. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, twist, taking your left arm to the outside of your right thigh. And let the shoulders release down, away from the ears. And you can keep pressing down into the toes, lifting up through the belly. Inhale, come to the center, arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the other side. A little massage for the toes, for the feet, while strengthening through the front line. Feel activation through the front of the thighs, And of course, up through the core of the body. Inhale, come to the center, arms overhead. Exhale, release, coming back to sit in Virasana. And from here, let's come into Child's Pose. Releasing the forehead down onto the floor, letting the arms extend out, and feeling some compression through the stomach channel, through the front line, the abdomen compressed into the thighs. On your next inhale, roll forward, coming onto your hands and knees, and continue taking your weight forward, bending through your elbows, lowering down onto the belly. Now inhale, come into Cobra, letting the chest lift up off of the floor. You can lift the hands off of the floor and press down through the belly. Lift up through the belly. Exhale, release. Slide your arms out. We'll come into a Sphinx, bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders. And now tuck your toes and come into a plank. On the forearms. Feeling long through the spine, long through the neck. And a lift up through the belly. A lift up through the chest. Really a lift up through the entire front of the body. And I will come into a side plank over onto the left arm. So just shift your weight over, take the right arm up, really coming onto the right foot and the outside of the left foot. If you want to stack the feet, you can take that option. And lifting up through the left side of the body. Come back into plank and take it to the other side. Lifting up through the right side of the body, through the obliques, pressing down through your right arm. Come back into plank. Lower the hips down to the ground. Coming back into Sphinx. And now take your elbows out so you come all the way down onto the belly. Bend through your knees and wrap your hands around your ankles to the outside of your ankles. Now you can flex through the ankles and kick your feet back into your hands. Let this create an automatic lift through your chest. Feel this opening through the belly, through the chest. And if you want to take this further, you can bring the legs up off of the floor, activating through the back body, drawing the inner thighs in toward each other. Keep kicking the feet back into your hands. Feel length through the neck. And feeling really strong through the front of the thighs where the stomach channel runs, lifting up through the inner thighs where the spleen channel runs. Exhale, release. Bring the hands to both sides of the chest. You can shimmy the hips a little bit side to side, release through the lower back. And now draw the elbows in and down, press into the hands, come up, and come into tabletop. Just take some movements, anything that feels good for you. And as you're ready, make your way into downward dog. Taking any movement that feels good, letting the hips move side to side, bending one knee at a time. Moving the head side to side, feeling the space between the shoulders and the ears.
And feeling a lift up through the front of the thighs, through the inner thighs, how the belly can support the spine. Now bring about a 45-degree angle in your left foot. Step your right foot between your hands. Bend through your front knee. We'll come into Warrior One. So working your right hip back, your left hip forward, working on pressing down through the outside of your back foot. And we'll take cactus arms. So taking the elbows out, 90-degree angle at the elbows, reaching up and out through the fingers, and draw the elbows back, opening up through the chest. And now lift up through the belly. Lift up through the digestive system as you continue to bend through your front leg. Feel an opening through the stomach channel, through the chest, even the front of the neck. Now release the arms. We're going to come forward, balancing on the right leg, taking a hold of the inside of your left foot, and taking your right arm up. Begin to press your left foot into your hand, like we did on the floor in Dhanurasana. Keep pressing the foot into your hand and drawing your left inner thigh toward the center line of your mat, helping you to stabilize here. Now release and bring the left knee forward. Take a hold of the knee with your hands and draw the knee in toward your chest. So we're compressing through the stomach channel, through the front line, through the digestive system. Release, come into Tadasana. Take a couple breaths here. On your next inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend through the knees, step back into plank. If you want to move through Chaturanga, upward dog, you can take that option. If you want to come straight back into downward dog, you can take that option. Now take about a 45-degree angle in your right foot. Step your left foot between your hands. Bend through your front knee as you keep pressing down through your back heel, the outside of your back foot, as you come into Vira One. Even here, already feeling a lift of the belly, supporting through the spine as you draw the left hip back, the right hip forward. Let's take cactus arms once again, bending at the elbows and reaching back through the elbows. Now really lift up through the belly. Lift up through your digestive system. Lift up through the chest. And keep reaching back through your elbows. Now release the arms down. Come forward, balancing on your left leg. Take a hold of the inside of your right foot with your right hand. Reach up through your left arm. Begin to press your right foot into your hand and keep drawing the inner thighs in toward each other. So you're lifting and activating through your inner thighs as well as the front of the thighs. Keep lifting up through the belly. And now release, bringing the right knee forward and holding the knee with your hands, with your fingers interlaced. Drawing the knee in toward the chest. So you're lifting up through the front of your left thigh, through the inner thigh as well, compressing through the abdomen as you draw the right knee in, the right thigh in, and release, coming back into Tadasana. Feel your breath move into your belly. On your next inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bend through the knees, plant your hands onto the floor. Step back into plank. Your choice here. You can come straight into downward dog or move through chaturanga and into upward dog. Before coming back into downward dog. On your next inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Let's bring the feet out, shoulder width apart. Now you can take a hold of your legs, your ankles. You can hook your big toes with your index and middle fingers. If you have longer hamstrings, you can take the hands underneath your feet. Any of those options, whatever works for you, where you're at right now, where you can breathe and lengthen, great. On an inhale, lengthen through the spine, activate through the upper back, through the chest, drawing the shoulders into the back. Exhale, fold forward. Again, lifting up through the thighs, particularly through the front of the thighs, the inner thighs, the stomach spleen channels. And using the bind to make this a very active opening. So you're pressing the feet and hands against each other, the toes and fingers against each other, the legs and hands against each other. And here we're creating some compression, once again, for the stomach channel, for the digestive system. Now you can release the bind, bring the feet back in to hip width apart, bend through the knees, take your hands behind you, and let's take the hips back. So this is where you may want to use some props, because it's common to get blocked through the front of the legs, the tops of the feet, the front of the ankles, all the way up through the front of the body. In which case, you can use the small cushion or the big cushion to sit on. And with a big cushion, it may be easier to sit, just take it underneath both hips. If you just need a little bit of support, you can take that under the right hip to help balance out the hips. So helping yourself feel okay, where you aren't stressed through this opening, get yourself set up. And then from here, we'll begin to tilt forward, keeping the chest open, the shoulders into the back, creating this compression through the front line. If you're more open, you can take a bind, taking your left hand around your right wrist. I find it's helpful to use my hands to help guide balance through the pelvis
in this posture in particular. I have injuries to my pelvis, and I know I'm not alone on that, so I find this posture to be a little trickier than others. And now let's reach out through the arms, making this really active. Active through your right leg. 9, inhale, come up. Exhale, release the arms down. I'm going to continue to take the weight back. And you can feel into this, how you want to use props to support you. So you can come back onto your forearms. Maybe you just take your weight back and you're already feeling enough of an opening. That's fine. If you are more open, it's helpful to get the tailbone tucked forward so you're creating space through your lower back, and then coming onto the back. Wherever you are with this, we are working on keeping the knees lined up with the hips, and the front of the foot is down into the ground, so it's not splaying out. So we're really working into the stomach channel here, running through the entire front line of the body. So wherever you are with this, again, the point is never stress, and the point is to be able to breathe, and to breathe into the belly, and to do our best in remaining in the parasympathetic nervous system, where we feel good and safe. We want our yoga practice to be safe, and instead of exacerbating patterns that we may be in our daily life, we want to use our yoga practice to change those patterns, right? So if your pattern may be pushing and overdoing and stressing yourself, back off a little bit. It's okay. And to come out of this, if you're on your back, you can take your left hand into the heel and press into that to come up onto your forearms. And then if you're already on your forearms or on your hands, just come to sit straight up. And from here, bringing the right knee in, the right foot flat to the floor, and wrapping the left hand around the knee, taking the right hand behind you to twist. Pressing your hand and knee against each other to twist, lifting up through the spine, doing your best to stack the ribs over the hips. And once again, we're creating compression through the digestive system, through the internal organs. On inhale, look forward. Exhale, unwind. Bring both legs out. You can windshield wipe the feet in and out, shake out the quadriceps. And we'll do this little sequence on the other side. Bringing the right foot to the outside of the hip as best as you can, and using props underneath both sit bones, or using some support underneath the left sit bone to help balance out the pelvis. And if you see, I need a prop on one side, I don't need it on the other because of injuries. So that's something that you feel into for yourself. You don't have to judge your body for needing to use a prop, right? You're actually being smart with your body. Now from here, begin to activate through the left leg, tilt at the pelvis, bringing the belly in toward the thighs. And letting the breath move into the belly, into the pelvis, using your hands to support you, to help stabilize you
through the center of the body. And now let's become active, reaching out through the arms, really pressing down through your left leg. And inhale, come up to the center. Exhale, release the arms down. From here, begin to take your weight back. You can just walk your hands back and feel into it for yourself. You can move a little bit side to side. And I find it's helpful to shift the tailbone forward to keep space through the lower back as I come further back down. And you may feel that one side is very different from the other. Adjust accordingly. And feeling how you can use your breath to support you. If you need to engage somewhere to help stabilize you, that's fine. We aren't really holding this like a full yin posture. And noticing perhaps where you're engaging and you don't need to. Now, if you're all the way on your back, you can get your right hand into the heel and get the elbow into the floor. So you can press up onto the elbow to come up onto the elbows. And then, no matter where you are, come up to sit. Fold through the left leg, bringing the left foot flat to the ground. Wrap your right hand around the knee and twist. Lift up through the spine, lift up through both sides of the waist. Lengthen through the neck, let the shoulders rest down into the back. And feel into this compression through the internal organs. And inhale, look forward. Exhale, unwind. Bring both legs out. Once again, windshield wipe the feet in and out, shaking the ankles out. Can shake out the quadriceps, really releasing the quads from the bones. And then you can bend through the knees, take your hips forward, reach out through your arms, roll down through the spine, coming onto your back, hug your knees in. It's feeling this compression through the front line. Let your shoulders relax, soften through the chest. And let's come into a happy baby, taking hold of the outside of the feet, the arms to the inside, the knees. Releasing through the lower back. Releasing through the belly. Now bring the feet in, bring the knees in. And from here, make your way into Shavasana. Letting the feet drop out to the side so the legs are relaxed. Bringing the shoulders into the back, extending through the arms, the palms facing up. Letting your eyes rest closed. Take a moment to notice the grounding that you've created, any movement that you feel through your core, and any shifts in your digestion or mental clarity. You can carry this awareness with you through your day, connecting your breath, your core,
and earth element energy whenever you need a reset. I'd love to hear, how did this feel for you? How did this practice land in your body? And did you notice any areas of tension or warmth along your stomach and spleen channels? Share in the comments so we can explore it together. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe and like the video if you liked it. And also use any of my free tools that I provide that I have linked in the description. Thanks for practicing with me today. I'll see you in the next one.